The pick is in.
The Oklahoma City Thunder have made a selection in the 2025 NBA draft. I'm Tenitra Batiste, and I'm joined by host of Locked on Thunder, Rylan Stiles. And the Thunder have selected Thomas Sorber, the center out of Georgetown, with the number 15 pick. So the Thunder get Sorber by way of rights from the Heat via the Clippers. That's so NBA, right? But was this move the right move for OKC, wrong move, or surprising move for you, Rylan?
Yeah, I think that it was the right move. This is a guy that the Thunder have been high on this entire draft process, obviously leading to him being picked here, but it was the prediction on Locked on Thunder before the draft, and so it comes true with pick 15. He fits exactly what the Thunder want to do. I mean, he gives them another body in their front court, one that plays their exact style. He has one of the largest wingspans in the entire NBA, much less the draft class, now that he's officially in the NBA. His defense is sound. I mean, he is a brilliant weak side defender that can create chaos, which is the brand of basketball the Thunder play. And then offensively, he has a lot of play finishing in his game that can help ease the struggles of the half court from OKC. And then you also can utilize him as a high post playmaker, which the Thunder have done traditionally under Mark Daigneault with Al Horford, Jay Will, Isaiah Hartenstein, and now possibly Sorber. So it's a great pick for OKC.
And it's interesting, Rylan, because when you mentioned that, just adding, the first thing I thought when I saw this pick was, man, they already have an embarrassment of riches. If we're not talking about the embarrassment of riches as it relates to draft picks for Oklahoma City, it's that depth. And you are absolutely right. It just brings depth to an already solid front court. I mean, you're talking about Isaiah Hartenstein, and you can just interchange Chet Holmgren, or sometimes they'll go with double bigs. And yeah, it just looks like this is one more guy who can, to your point, take that pressure off of them. And in situations, and of course, Rylan, you certainly hope you don't have another situation where Chet Holmgren is down or Isaiah Hartenstein goes down. But I'm sure for the Thunder faithful, it's good to know you've got a guy here that seems like he could be a bit of plug and play.
Yeah, I mean, this season is long, and throughout this championship season for OKC, they did have to play a 2-week stretch with no center on their roster. Luckily, it all worked out for them in the end, but this is another body to put out there in case something were to happen, and also a way for Sorber to learn under two really good big men, along with Jay Will, who's a vocal leader on this team and a good player in his own right. And then, I mean, listen, the currency of the NBA nowadays and the new CBA is cost-controlled talent. So if you can get him up to speed and have him be an impactful player on a rookie scale deal, as these contracts get more expensive at the top, you're going to have to peel some guys off and fill them in with cost-controlled talent. Sorber could be that guy.
Indeed, indeed. And when you look at him, obviously, Rylan, you talked about his upside. What are some of the areas where you see like maybe he needs to improve, or some things that you want to see him work on so that he can be a contributor in his first season?
I mean, if there's any way that he can improve as a catch and shoot option for OKC, that seems like a pipe dream. But they do have a world-class shooting coach. I don't think that that's realistic, though. I think that you'd more so want to see him improve as an option for OKC in the pick and roll, really cleaning up his ability to lay fundamental screens and get to the basket and be more of that rim roller that you need from the center position if you're OKC, because a lot of the options they have right now, they do certain things. Like Chet Holmgren's an excellent pick and pop guy, not a traditional roller. And so if a more realistic path for Sorber to become really impactful offensively would be screen setting and getting to the rim, where he actually converts at a good clip, but you've got to get downhill to do so. But he can really be a safety net for OKC in the dunker spot as well. And then defensively, it's just about his footwork, because he has everything else. And the reason why he's already able to defend in space is because of his length to recover and block shots from behind. But if he can get a little bit better staying in front of guards, then he really can hit the ground running in OKC.
Well, don't sell yourself short, Rylan. If you want catch and shoot to be a dream, this is draft night. We can dream, can't we? Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
For more on Thomas Sorber, here's Locked on College Basketball host Isaac Shade.
Thomas Sorber is a throwback big at 6'10", 255. The problem is that the NBA isn't often looking for throwback bigs that can't stretch out beyond the three-point line. So the question NBA front offices are going to have to answer, does everything else Sorber brings to the table, which is a lot, negate the lack of shooting? Because in his lone season at Georgetown, Sorber scored 14.5 points to go with 8.5 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 1.5 steals, and 2 blocks a game. So while the three-point shooting at 16.2% and the lack of modern big lateral mobility are massive concerns, the combo of Sorber's adept passing out of multiple situations, his rim protection, his motor, and his touch around the rim, those are going to be more than enough for an NBA team to want to snatch him up. There's also the issue of his season-ending foot surgery at Georgetown this year. That always scares me with bigs, so we'll keep our eyes on that. But if the three-point shot can develop, Thomas Sorber could be one of the steals of this draft.
For continued coverage of Thomas Sorber, check out Locked On Thunder on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.